Morning all, how are we doing? A big good morning to you if you are watching live, and if you're watching back on the YouTube, a big hello to you as well. Thank you for watching. It's been a while since I've done a morning dog walk video, to be fair. A range of different reasons. First of all, miserable dog is one reason I've not done one. Yeah, there's been lots of video content that I've been involved in officially through the club, which again, it's hard to repeat content. And also, as some of you may know or may have alluded to, it's been a bit of a tough time here recently. Nothing too serious, but just feeling meh. You know what I mean? We've been in lockdown. Christmas is ruined. Well, it's not. It's what you make it. But you know what I mean. It's been easy to get a little bit negative. So hence the lack of dog walk videos. As usual, dogs lagging behind. But I felt this morning it was time. Let's make sure I've got my mic on there. I felt this morning it was time to get my dog walk on once again. Morning, Mr. Keneally. First of all, Chris Keneally has said, I hope you're not going to moan about the lack of goals. I did want to touch a little bit actually on kind of a misconception that I moan. And I know some of you may think that I do. But, when you are a pundit in inverted commas, perhaps, that's certainly the role on Matchday Live, you have to say something. And we haven't been putting chances in the back of the net, so I think that you have to talk about that. It's easy to gloss over. It would be easy for me to move away from it, but sometimes you have to say things, dare I say, as they are. We haven't been putting the ball in the back of the net, and it was concerning me. That's it. I think that's fair enough. That brings us on to last night. In the first half, I didn't think that either team had a goal in them. I thought that it was, words I've used in the past are probably tepid, turgid. I didn't think we looked in any real danger, but it just wasn't clicking. Not even in the final third, 18 yards in. I think more or less everything we were doing for a spell up to the 18-yard box was good. Then it began to break down at the 18-yard, and then I thought the players began to look nervy at times, trying to force the odd pass, losing possession where they shouldn't. But that's football, and it's a young squad. So, it's frustrating to watch at times. And I think what's worse, what makes it worse, is when you're in the position we're in. We shouldn't be there. By rights, we should be there on results, but in terms of club stature, in terms of budget, that sort of thing, we have no right to be in the top 6 of League One. We only probably just have the right to be in the top 10. But when you're where we are and you can see we could go better, we could go further, and sorry, excuse me, you can tell I haven't done dog walk for a while, can't you? And we should be winning certain games. And I think that was part of some people's frustration on social media last night was, Wigan were bottom, 8 points. We've got 7 for now from the last 3 games. So, we knew we should be winning that game. Wigan also had the likes of Joe Garner out. They'd lost, he's gone, I think. So their leading scorer had left. It was a bit of a boost for them to have Kai Naismith in the side. I don't think they're the mugs that the league position suggests that they are. I don't think they're last season's Bolton Wanderers, to be honest. I don't think that they're as on their arse as Bolton. They haven't got the points deduction for a start. And I think once the takeover, if the takeover is okay before January, I think they'll strengthen. And if I'm honest, I think they've got enough to stay up. I really do. But that's them. This was us. They're rock bottom. We knew we should be winning. And it was a tough first half. And then in the second half, you expected Lincoln to come out and do plenty with the ball. And we conceded early. And if you look back over our games, we do have a habit of conceding in the 15 minutes after half time. Plymouth, for instance, Blackpool, I believe. Was it Blackpool? Am I thinking of? No, Bristol Rovers. They scored, didn't they? Probably 2 in the 15 minutes immediately after half time. We have a habit of, I don't know if it's switching off. I don't think it is. I think it's just, the pace of the game picks up very, very quickly. And we conceded a goal, which let's face it, was a speculative shot that Palmer would have held had it not taken a wicked deflection. Then at 1-0 down, you really see the test of character. And I think, the positives for me started almost as soon as Wigan scored, because you got a reaction. Yeah, I think that teams concede goals in silly times. Even the very best teams concede goals at silly times. But it's how you react. And I think we've said that all season. How will Lincoln react at Blackpool going 1-0 down, 2-1 down? How did we react? Boom, we came back at it. So you go 1-0 down at home to a Wigan Athletic. We struggled, I think, to react when we went 2-1 down to Bristol Rovers. I thought we showed great application. Hats off to the manager, and I think we say that quite a lot at the moment. But hats off to the manager who made the change. It was a bold change. I mean, was it 4-4-2? Was it 4-4-1-1? Did Brennan Johnson go central midfield? There's differing opinions because formations, are so fluid these days that I think it's easy to call it as you see it and that not necessarily be the intention. For me, it was a 4-4-1-1 with Johnson tucked in as a 10. I've seen, I think Chris Keneally commented there that it was a 4-4-2. Was it Chris? Sorry, 1 second. Go back through. Wow, lots of comments already. I will come back to them. No, it was Kev Barwise said a 4-4-2. Quite right. So the manager reacted. He brought on Harry Anderson, who for me is touching on our player of the season at the minute. I think he's been superb. I do wonder if he's carrying a knock, which is why he doesn't start every game. You've got to rotate the squad, though, haven't you? Harry came on, and I thought instantly, from 60 minutes onwards, we controlled the game. The question was, were we going to be able to put the ball in the back of the net? We haven't scored 2 goals in a league game for a long while. So it was absolutely fantastic to have that moment of magic from George Grant. You get free kicks in and around the 18-yard area if you are applying pressure. You don't get them for free. You get them for being in the right areas with danger players on the ball. And it was a clever free kick to win. We won one, I think, 35 yards out on the attacking left. And within 20 seconds, we've got one 18, 19 yards out on the attacking right. And it was a moment of magic. We know what George can do. And from then on, you felt, is that going to be it? Is that the floodgate opening? And that brings us, I think, succinctly onto Mr. Hopper. And I've got a few comments, I think, here. There's certainly a question. Please do bear with me while I have a quick look. I certainly saw Reece Marshall. What do you think of Hopper? Seeing a lot of different opinions. Now, what I'll say is I don't form an opinion of a player and then not allow that opinion to be changed. At the end of last season, I thought Hopper needed time to settle in. He got the brace against Burton. He came and scored, I think, against Crewe. And you thought, actually, Tom Hopper is the goal threat that we need. Now, I've said on Matchday Live before, he does an awful lot of work. And a lot of the play last night, Hopper bringing the ball out of defence. Hopper picking the ball up on the left wing. Hopper picking the ball up on the right wing. And some people say for a number 9, that's not where you want him to be. Granted, to a degree, that's the case. And it is frustrating when balls are then going into the area and the number 9 isn't there to get his head on it or his foot on it. And I can understand why people get frustrated with Tom Hopper. At the same time, Michael says he's man of the match. And I think it's a little bit like the John Akindi situation, whereby he's a footballer's footballer, not always a fan's footballer. I think it's really important. And those that play Sunday League, I didn't, but those that do play Sunday League may understand that a player that makes the game easier for his teammates is probably more appreciated by them than he is for the fans, by the fans. Fans see a number 9 and 1 goals. Players want something a little bit different. And so I think from what we got from Tom Hopper last night actually was probably a man of the match performance, borderline, because of the work that he did. I mean, he works tremendously hard. And when I likened him to John Akindi there, he's probably the difference, because with John, yes, he held the ball up, yes, he brought others into play, but he didn't always work as hard as you felt he could. I don't think Tom Hopper ever can be accused of not working hard. You can never say to him, take that off, I think. No. You can never say to him, oh, he didn't chase that down properly, or he didn't put himself about there, or he shirked that challenge. Never get that from Tom, never. And okay, so maybe he isn't getting 20, 30 goals a season, but we're second in League One. So we're doing something right, are we not? We are creating chances, 20 shots against Plymouth. Okay, we lost the game, but we were creating. You know, if we were goal shy and shot shy, 4 shots, no goals, you'd worry a little bit. But 20 shots against Plymouth, the 2-1 win against Wigan, not a lot to complain about, I don't think. 7 points from 9 in the league, 2 clean sheets in the league. Now, arguably, last night would have been a clean sheet, but for a deflection, we're defending well. We've got the fewest goals conceded in the division. So from back to front, we're doing something right. And maybe that doesn't fit the pattern of success, so to speak, or efficiency that fans have, the idea that fans have of that in their mind. But I certainly think Michael Appleton, he won't be sat in his office this morning thinking, I wish Tom Hopper scored more goals, when we're winning games, when we're second in League One. When in reality, at this moment in time, we are in a promotion challenge. We are in a challenge for a place in the Championship. And just let that settle in. You know, realistically, and it is realistically, and there's a long way to go and all sorts like that, but realistically, we could swap places with a European Cup winner at the end of next season, at the end of this season. We could be playing regular matches against Forest and Derby, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United. I mean, it's a phenomenal achievement. Unbelievable. And so anyone there saying Tom Hopper's not a decent number 9, no. I do think with a backup with a Tyler Walker figure to share the load, I think we may be doing better. But when you think that we've got 40% reduced budget and we're second in the second in League One, you know, it's easy to criticise during a game. Every game is you kind of analyse, and it's under a microscope, and you live it. And as something happens, it's easy to comment and it's easy to complain. But then when you come back out of the game, you have to step away and look at the overall picture. In 5 years' time, will we look back and go, "Craw, we didn't take our chances against Wigan"? Or will we go, "We beat Wigan 2-1 and we were second in the in League One"? I know which one it will be. So, yes, football is a results-driven game, and it's a process-driven game. And I think we're proving when we don't get the results, the processes are there. And sometimes when the processes aren't quite going the way that we want them to, we're picking up the results. Yeah, and I'd rather have it both those ways than having all process and no results, you know, or all results, because eventually if the processes weren't there, you'd fall away. So I think we're showing a really nice blend at the moment, and it isn't always easy on the eye. It isn't always the summer sunshine of August and September where we were free flowing and everyone was going, "That's amazing." But we're winning football games. We're mounting a promotion challenge, and there's a distinct possibility my dog is eating feces. Oh, dear me. So let's go and have a look at a few of your questions, because I've done a written analysis of Wigan, and doubtless on Matchday Live on Saturday I'll talk about it with Sam as well. So I've got quite a few comments. You must forgive me. I'm actually on a selfie stick here, so I'll go all the way back and we'll pick something out from, first of all, Connor Clark. We'll start with Connor. So if you've commented before Connor, unfortunately, it's a long way back. So Gott's had another good game, in my opinion. Robbie Gotts is growing into the role, isn't he? Really looking confident on the ball, gets into good attacking positions. I think there's more to come from him in terms of delivery. But 1 or 2 of his deliveries, both on Saturday and last night, were really good. Yeah, I like Robbie Gotts. I like Robbie Gotts a lot. I think that he's down to earth. He's a measured individual. You know, he's not going to let things run away with him. He's not overawed with the position that he's in his first spell in senior football. Yeah, big fan of Robbie Gotts. I think he's going to be a big player for us. Paul Mark, morning, still getting used to the fresh face look. Isn't that what good clubs do, win without playing well? It is. And they also sometimes win by playing well. And I think that's the key. Yeah, I think that very soon you're going to see another great performance. I thought Plymouth was a really good performance. Charlie, leave that shit. I thought, bar the fact that we didn't score, I thought actually we played really well. And so again, you know, once we do, I keep saying once we do click, but the potential is there to win every game. You know, even we went into Portsmouth thinking, you know, we could get a result out of this. Hold on 1 second, people. There's a car coming. Come this side, Charlie. I'll be with you in a minute. From this side. I'll be there in a minute. There's just a car coming. Morning, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. 1 second. Let me just pause this.